Today we're talking about the difference between small global changes versus large monumental ones. In life, we tend to want to progress, and we tend to think that the best way to progress is to figure out something big we can do and then go do that enormous step. But the truth is that it's a lot more sustainable to just do something small, which creates a tide that lifts all vessels. And an example of that would be, instead of saying, I'm going to work out really hard so that I can lose weight or build up muscle or get fit or something really quick, like in the next 30 days, instead of pushing yourself and saying, I'm going to just go as hard as I possibly can so I can meet this target, you're probably going to have a better experience if you just said, let me identify a few basic things that I can do to have a little bit healthier lifestyle, a few more steps every day, a little bit better diet, whatever it might be. Something which is not a huge step, it's a small step, but it's something that you do every single day, and it's not extremely disruptive in your routine. Those sorts of things tend to compound, partly because small steps, when you add up many small steps, tend to wind up adding up to a lot. There is that. But the other part of it is, when you start doing something small, sometimes you wind up finding you have the motivation to go a little bit more. So let's say that you say, okay, every day I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to walk 5 miles. Well, okay. Then maybe you go for a walk and you wind up, you don't just do 5 miles, you do 6 or 7. Because when you actually motivate yourself to go begin, then it doesn't feel as much like a chore as you thought it might be. So you wind up just finding that you've got more motivation than you thought you would have, and then you go that extra mile. You know, a good example of this would be, like, for me, I like to write. I want to write some things that would possibly be something I could publish one day. And I'm not bad at writing, but I am bad at motivating myself to write. So what I find is, if I were to sit down and say, I'm going to write 1 page a day, that doesn't sound like very much. And in a way, it isn't. Now, over the course of a year, it'll add up to a few hundred pages, so there is that. But 1 page a day isn't very much. And yet, if I sit down and I start to write that 1 page a day, there's a really good chance that I'm going to actually start to get into it, start to feel like I'm in the groove, and the next thing you know, it wasn't 1 page, it was 5 or 10 pages that I wrote. But I initially got the creative juices to start flowing because I disciplined myself to do that small daily routine, which then opens the door for more growth, for more progress, and for more compounding value derived from repetition. So anytime you want to change your life and you want to get more proficient at something, or you want to break a habit, or you want to develop a new skill, look for small things you can do that will raise the tide and make your life just a little bit better. Not a big thing you can do, but something that's small and universally applied. Like, I'll give you another example. There was a time in my life when I wasn't doing well with money. So I made this rule. I don't buy snack foods and then eat them at work. So now if I want to go grocery shopping, then I will go buy the food that I'm going to buy. And I don't really budget that. I don't look at that. But I don't impulse buy snack foods at work, because I wasted a lot of money that way. It's so easy to add up. You go get an energy drink, you get a piece of candy, you get a bag of chips, whatever it might be, and next thing you know, you could be spending $30 on junk food in a single day. So that's one thing that I gave up. Now, I didn't say I'm not going to eat those things. I didn't say I'm not going to buy those things. I'm just not going to impulse buy them while I'm at work, right? So that's one basic universal thing that I was able to change. And since it's basically a little law in my life, it's something that compounds. It continues to deliver a dividend because it's something I can apply all the way across the board every single day of the year. And then down the road, I start to realize, okay, my life is more well managed because I gave up that one habit that I just don't do anymore. So these are things where you might feel like nothing is good enough, because nothing's going to be that one aha moment that instantly transforms your life into a finished product. And yet you have to begin somewhere. And small things are a lot easier to apply than big ones. If you want to do something and you want to make it a part of your life, you kind of have to eliminate the barriers. That's one reason why I'm not really a big fan of gym memberships. So people say, okay, I want to get more fit, I want to be exercising more. So they get this gym membership and they think, okay, I'm going to pay $50 a month maybe, depending on the gym, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna go get up at 4 a.m. I'm gonna go to the gym every day. And they do that for a week or so. But that's a heavy lift, because you gotta go get in the car, you gotta drive there, you gotta motivate yourself to get up early, you've gotta keep motivating yourself to pay the membership fee. There's just so much that can step in the way to make you burn out. So maybe you're better off just saying, I'm gonna get in a few extra steps. You know, I'm going to go for a walk around my neighborhood in the evening. Or I'm going to walk a little bit on a treadmill while I'm watching my favorite TV show. You know, these aren't huge things, but they're things that aren't going to be hard for you to apply every day. And so for that reason, they're more likely to bear long-term fruit in your life. And if you've ever held a light weight for a long period of time, you will be able to testify to the fact that even something that's seemingly light starts to feel heavy when you've been carrying it for a while. So small things do have the ability to test you and strain you and push your limits. They just do it in a way that's a lot more sustainable than going out to try to pursue a heavy lift. You know, and to spin this into an example of maybe a gaming example, because I always try to do that. You know, think about how many people will go hardcore into a new game and then they get frustrated, they get burned out, and then they quit. But if you're casual, then you don't really burn out because you didn't really expect this huge return on investment to be delivered immediately right up front. And so sometimes being a little more casual, consistent but casual, winds up putting you in a better position to be successful long term. In any case, good luck on your adventure. Till next time, thank you for watching.